I was just gonna say that clips, I think, have so much potential on LinkedIn.
Sure.
Like if we can get like really good clips and meaningful that are like helpful, but have a little bit of like personality and fun. But should we talk about that for a sec?
We absolutely should talk about that.
So it's a count the cost, right?
Yeah.
You have to count the cost of what you want to do. So
Didn't work out was that I realized I wasn't willing to pay the price to do what I wanted to do. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a rock and roll star. You know, I was a musician, still am a musician, but you know, like that was what I wanted to do. I thought there was this attraction to the idea of if I could make a living off of my creation, that would be a ton of fun for me.
amazing. Yeah.
I realized that there's a lot of work that goes into that I didn't realize was part of that. Like I thought I sit in my bedroom, I sit in wherever my, college music hall and I write songs. And if they're good enough, the world will love them and, you ride the momentum. But what it really comes down to is you got to promote your band. You got to sell tickets to your shows. You got to, do all the, at the time it was, we had to go to locations that we were going to play ahead of time on MySpace and like try to get our music in front of as many people that lived in that area that we thought was kind of in our demographic. Yeah. That was my entrance into marketing. And ultimately, it didn't work out. What didn't work out was that I realized I wasn't willing to pay the price to do what I wanted to do.
Yep. Yo, like so many people, and I say that as someone who has struggled to do this, but to count the cost, right?
Yeah.
You have to count the cost of what you want to do. So I think a lot of people say, I want to be an influencer. I want to be a podcaster. I want to, but look at the stuff we have around us, right? We have cameras, we have audio equipment. Again, it's not the most elaborate setup in the world, but this is better than setups we've talked about it. This is better than setups I've seen from big names. And so you have to count the cost and be wise and say, like, am I willing to actually do that? Because some people, I don't have the time, but then they're on Netflix for 15 hours a week, and then they're on social media all day and da-da-da-da. And you have time, but you're not actually willing to count the cost, sacrifice something. And yeah, I think for you to say, like, I want to be a podcaster, like, it's cool at your age to say, like, I want to do something new. You're still doing what you're doing. Everything's the same, but to say, I want to try this new thing and explore that is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many reasons why I like it, but we've put together a podcast strategy that we're enacting. So this is Friday, May 5th. We set aside Fridays as podcast day, and we record the podcast, and then we break it down into smaller pieces of content as well for distribution across social media.
Should we talk about that for a sec?
We absolutely should talk about that.
So essentially the model is, it really stems from Think Media. I'm sure people have done it long before that, but I feel like Think Media has gone to a lot of big YouTubers and said, hey, this is a really effective means of doing this, right? So the strategy, it's big form content, long form content. You have your big meat and potatoes thing, an hour long, and then you're taking that hour long video and you're cropping it down into 5 to 10 minute segments, 15-minute segments, whatever it is. And you're, you're essentially zooming in on different topics. Yeah. So then you post your one video, right? Let's say you post on Monday, your full podcast. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you post clips to YouTube from the same podcast. I know you know this when I'm speaking to the audience. And what that allows you to do is get reps on YouTube. YouTube is like, oh, this person is posting regularly. I like it. I'm going to push this stuff to more people. And then from those clips, again, you further, hone them in and you get more specific, and you can get short form video out of that. Yeah. So it's long form, medium, and then clips, shorts, reels, TikToks, whatever you want to call them.
That's part of what it is. The TikTokification
everything
of the internet is really kind of interesting because what it has done is it's shortened everybody's attention span. It's almost like a slot machine. You just keep pulling the the lever. I heard somebody say that and I immediately was like, yes, that's exactly what it is. That's how I feel when I'm on YouTube Shorts. That's where I get my short form
What's
content.
the next one going to be? You know?
Right. Well, and it's almost like, well, this one didn't work for me, but if I swipe, you never know. Like the next one might be something really valuable. So we're trying, we're going, hey, let's take it, let's go where the attention is.
Right.
Those shorts are where the attention is. So let's break our big content down and make sure that we can do that.
And it allows us to do 1 hour of content and take 1 hour and multiply that across the whole week.
Yeah.
Right. So we're not consistently recording.
Right.
We're taking one big thing and using that to manipulate the algorithm to get us to where we want to be.
Exactly. And it's not just even social media. This content, like a podcast like this, can be a blog. It can be multiple blogs.
Yeah.
If you take the same content, the same words, and put it in the form of an article, whether you rewrite it, whether you do it with the help of an AI tool, which is a really cool thing that you can do now. You can do articles on not only your own website, but you can do things like Medium, or LinkedIn has its own kind of like blog platform. You can do a newsletter where you are, again, repurposing that same materials, which we're doing with brandnerd.ai, which is specifically AI stuff, because that's something that I'm nerding out about right now.
Yeah. I was just going to say that clips, I think, have so much potential on LinkedIn.
Sure.
Like if we can get like really good clips and meaningful that are like helpful, but have a little bit of like personality and fun, but like actually have value, I think that's where like, man, people will sit and watch a 5 to 10 minute clip in the middle of the workday just to break up their day.
Right.
You know,
and LinkedIn is so painful right now. Like the type of content that like is being generated there, at least for me, it's just like it hurts. So
I think you need to just follow some different people.
I could be.
Because,
well, I don't follow anybody on LinkedIn. All it is just people that I connect with.
Yeah.
So.
Like I follow like Gary Vee and different stuff. So like I always watch what those people are doing.
He does good stuff. I mean, I'm not a huge like his like kind of hustle mentality. Like I don't have his energy level.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm just saying the way
he appreciate his mind. I love what when he talks about attention, and like attention arbitrage is something he talks about. This idea of undervalued attention. So like TikTok for a long time, he's like TikTok. And I'm like, I went on, like I downloaded the app because of that. And I'm like, this is just high schoolers dancing. Yeah. I literally can't watch this. Like this is bad for me. So I deleted it promptly, and told like my younger cousins and stuff who are on TikTok, I'm like, get off TikTok. It's the worst. But YouTube has a similar thing, and it's not just people dancing because YouTube's a whole different audience.
Also, YouTube would be dope.
YouTube. Well, that's actually my bathtub themed podcast coming out later, where it's just me in a bath in a bubble bath.
YouTube, and you're giving like marketing tips, like it's just shorts,
Yeah. No. Yeah. If you want some more YouTube content, comment below wherever you're watching that.
Yeah. You just give like reviews on like products like soaps and shower gels.
I tell you what, if somebody comments YouTube on, we're not gonna clip YouTube.
Yeah.
Or not gonna clip this part of it anyways. If you comment YouTube on the YouTube channel, I will straight up send you some Brand Nerd merch.
Yeah. Yeah, YouTube.
We got some T-shirts. We got some other cool stickers.
1,000 people just comment that. They're like, "Yeah, won't worry."
Well,
you made it this far in the podcast, and you're hearing this. Comment YouTube.
Well, there are dozens of people watching this. We have to remember
a nationally syndicated podcast.
Right. Yeah.
So
how do you grow a podcast? I don't completely know, but what I know you don't do is you don't just post podcasts and hope people find it.
Yep.
You can't do that. There might have been a time when you can do that. I don't know, but I know that is not now, because there's a lot of podcasts out there. And so, obviously the obvious ones are guesting on other podcasts. I did a quick search of, ideas to grow your podcast, and somebody actually had a great point. Like a lot of podcasts have advertisers. You can advertise on other podcasts because people are currently listening to a podcast. If you advertise for your podcast on a podcast, they're already where they need to be to go get your podcast. Like they can stop, find your podcast, subscribe, or listen to an episode or whatever, and then you Yeah, so I thought that was really
Brilliant.
good. So, and like, I don't know what podcast ads cost, but I'm definitely talking to. I'm gonna figure that out because that's an interesting theory. Once we're past season 0,
Yeah, right.
not ready to blow this up just yet. Gotta get those reps in.
Gotta get the reps in, man. I think I'm just I think it'll be really good for people watching and listening to journey with us as we figure out how to be consistent, how to streamline the process. We're literally having a conversation after this about how do we do what we just did over the past week faster, better, right? And so that's part of that journey is we want to bring you guys along because we are at ground level and want to grow with you. So grow with us. This is the equivalent of getting in with a company when there's only 2 to 3 people. You guys are getting in with this company, and
absolutely.
When we blow up, you're gonna blow up with us.
Right. If you enjoyed this Brand Nerd podcast clip, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. In the meantime, here are additional videos you might find illuminating.